We are awakening together. This is our weekly gathering we hold online. For more information, visit our website, awakening-together.org. We'd love to see you there.
It feels good and wonderful and right to be here with us. We are an assembly of equals joined in common purpose, awakening to one true self. Within an appearance of many faiths, many cultures, and many symbols, we seek to discern one truth and to rest in its embrace. For today's gathering, core value number 4 has been lit up. So much energy flowing through this body right now. I give my willingness for the world to be different 45 minutes from now, or whatever it is. Core value number 4. We affirm one true self as the only truth. We live this value by embracing what is helpful on the path of awakening without idolizing any spiritual doctrine as truth. And real quick, before I hand this over to announcements, these words from Act 22 were just given to me a few minutes ago. And I'd like to speak them into our space. The third stage on the path with me is the stage of guidance or service. This is the time when the merging will occur. This is how the merging occurs. It is through your own willingness to surrender to me. What seemed to be separate gradually becomes one until it is evident that separate never was. Okay. Every moment we have this opportunity to shed what's not useful, to shed what's not true, and open up into a more expansive, more true experience of who and what we are. And that's my prayer for this gathering. I have nothing to teach anyone. I have nothing new. All I have is this deepening commitment to truth. I can tell you that one of the, there are an infinite number of blessings to saying yes to what we do here at Awakening Together. One of them is that I read the announcements yesterday, and so I chose to watch the movie last night, and at the end of that movie, all I wanted to do was watch it again. And I intend to do that. Watch it again, and then perhaps watch it with my pen, Jacqueline, so that I could take notes as to what's most useful. To say that I feel blessed and grateful is an understatement, because I don't know who I am or why I'm here, but I know there's no other place to be, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And so that's really my prayer. My prayer is that we have a direct experience of the truth. My prayer, what's coming up is this idea that the definition of meditation is to know ourselves. The definition that I'm working with right now in contemplation is this ability to open doors to knowing ourselves. And so I invite you all into this garden, this awareness, this opportunity to let go of everything we think we are, let go of why we think we're here, and allow this moment to inform and transform. And it's from that space that we're going to move into the first song. It came through, Regina asked us to listen to it recently where we were in Gentle Healing 2. And I ask you to listen to it with your heart and let it inform and transform and allow the truth to flow in and through you. I wonder if you know how beautiful you are. On December 31st, my friend Yvonne, who's going to read for us in a minute, sent me a message, and she asked me if I knew what the theme for me was going to be in 2023. And until she asked me that question, I had forgotten. I'm willing to forget everything, to tell you the truth, but I had forgotten that every year, at least for the last, 4 or 5 years, for as long as I've known Yvonne anyway, I've always had a theme. One year it was the year of the frog, fully rely on God and trust and different things I don't remember. But when she asked me, I had no theme. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and it was 2023. And I knew immediately that the theme for this year was trust the guru, right? And so that's the name of this gathering. I also knew immediately, or at least I thought I knew, that line in my space comes from Nisargadatta Maharaj, who said, I simply let go of who I thought I was, and I trusted my guru completely. Everything he said, I trusted, and I was awakened to the truth of who I was within 3 years, right? And so when I said yes to this gathering, I sat, and it's so interesting because I've been very fortunate. I think this is the 5th time I've done a gathering since I was ordained. And with every other gathering, I was almost immediately given the assignment, whether it was eye of the needle or something. I was told what to do between the day of the gathering and when I gave the presentation. This time it was different. This time I had Jacqueline laughing in my head a lot because I don't have a clue what I'm going to say, because all I got was trust the guru. But I was given what I needed when I needed it. I was given what I needed to provide to Sina, time to give it to her so that I hit all the deadlines, including the reading, which isn't from a book. I literally just sort of Googled, what did Sir Nisargadatta's guru say to him? And I found a website with a page that literally has somebody somewhere compiled all the different quotes of when Sir Nisargadatta Maharaj said, my guru told me blank, 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 and the references are there, and we could give you the link to that page. And I edited it down to about an 8-minute read. I invite you, as I hand this over to Yvonne, to do a couple things. Number one, I once heard Adyshanti say, please don't attempt to understand any of what I share with you. Instead, be with me like you would be with a gentle rain, and allow it just to hit you. Just open, enjoy, and watch without attempting to think or understand what I'm saying. So I'd like to give that to you. But that said, there are 2 things that really jump out of me in these sayings, and I'd like to just have them land on you as you relax into the reading. Thank you very much, Sina. The first is that there is a line that says, consciousness is the only guru. The second is all the references that say concepts are not going to help. We each have to discover the truth for ourselves. So it's with those two gentle pointings that I invite you to consciously relax and open as I hand these next 8 or so minutes to Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne, for reading. It's all yours.
Good to be here. And here's what Nisargadatta Maharaj's guru said to him in Nisargadatta's own words. Before I met my guru, I had my objective ideas, which I took to be real. With the aid of my guru, I realized that such ideas were of no use to me. Then I got the knowledge of God, which I also realized was of no use to me. And this led me to the knowledge of the self, reality, which also I eventually realized was of no value, as my essence is beyond knowledge. When I met my guru, he told me, "You are not what you take yourself to be. Find out what you are. Watch the sense I am. Find your real self." I obeyed him because I trusted him. I did as he told me. All my spare time I would spend looking at myself in silence, and what a difference it made, and how soon. It took me only 3 years to realize my true nature. Whatever my guru said, I implicitly followed, with full conviction, and with that conviction I got results. You are all that exists. Presently, you are the consciousness. God, Ishvara, etc. are the names of what you are. These words were enough to change me completely. I trusted my guru. He told me I'm nothing but myself, and I believed him. Trusting him, I behaved accordingly and ceased caring for what was not me nor mine. I was a simple man, but I trusted my guru. What he told me to do, I did. He told me to concentrate on I am. I did. He told me that I'm beyond all perceivable and conceivables. I believed. He told me, "You alone are," and I did not doubt him. I was merely puzzling over it until I realized that is absolutely true. My guru too taught me to doubt everything and absolutely. He said, "Deny existence to everything except yourself." My guru told me, "That child, which is you even now, is your real self. Go back to that state of pure being, where the I am is still in its purity before it got contaminated with this is am or that I am, this I am or that I am. Your burden is of false self-identifications. Abandon them all." My guru told me, "Trust me, I tell you, you are divine. Take it as the absolute truth. Your joy is divine. Your suffering is divine too. All comes from God. Remember it always. You are God. You will alone is done." I did believe him and soon realized how wonderfully true and accurate were his words. I did not condition my mind by thinking, I am God, I am wonderful, I am beyond. I simply followed his instruction, which was to focus the mind on pure being. I am, and stay in it. My guru has explained correctly to me that the I consciousness appeared and these experiences started, so one can see the true nature of the I consciousness, go to the source, find out from where this I comes. My guru told me that I am timeless, spaceless, without attributes. Then I decided that if that is the case, why should I have any more fear? Who is to have fear? When my guru told me what the position is, I listened and said, "Oh, this is how it is." And that was that, the end of it. My guru told me to be one with that beingness. And when you are one with it, that very principle will disclose to you all the mysteries of this beingness, and in that process you will transcend it. But be very humble, be very devoted. My guru told me that one who is listening is Ishvara itself. The I am is Ishvara. There are various names given to that I am, but that I am is not your body. Your knowledge, I am, contains the whole universe. Presently, it is difficult for you to believe, so for the moment, worship it. Beingness contains everything. Worship that, and all your requirements will be met. Ultimately, the knowledge is yours. It was through the grace of my guru that I learned that only Ishvara is doing anything. Wrong identifications with the body-mind complex lead you to the false idea of a jiva or individual who acts. When the consciousness of I am becomes pure, for example, simple I am, not I am this or I am that, you become Ishvara, God or Creator, and the sky becomes your body. I had faith in my guru's word, I am that. I need not quote anyone else. I have looked into how I was before the beingness and how I shall be later. All this has happened with faith in my guru's words. Whatever I say, I have practiced. I too used to get thoughts, but I remembered what my guru said. You are, so just be. In spirituality, one attains a state of non-duality. There is neither I am nor others. When there is one, others are bound to accompany. Self-knowledge is profound and mysterious. The knowledge of the self is of no use when collected from others. Study, understand, and realize self-knowledge on your own. When one gets fully imbibed in knowledge, I am, then knowledge sprouts in him. Also, I look like you, I am not like you. A person sleeping in the world of attributes dreams because of the I amness and accepts the dream body. Similarly, you take this body to be real in this world. I am in the state of attributes because of the command of my guru. My guru initiated me into an inquiry about myself. Did I experience my birth and parents? I hadn't, so I rejected it. In the process, I started investigating my own beingness. It was a temporary state, so I have disposed it off. I am free from fear now, as I know this state will go. I have no fear of my beingness, because I will experience the same, the going of beingness. Because of concepts, I considered myself a personality, and due to this conceptual state, my true state suffered. My guru told me that consciousness alone is the guru. All other developments sprouted within me. The fruit should grow on your own plant. I should not sow my understandings in you. I have no use for traditions or traditional knowledge. If you do the slightest research on tradition, you will see that it is all a concept. I am concerned with only one fact. Here I was in my wholeness, not even aware of my awareness, and then suddenly this consciousness sprang up. How did it come about? That is the question we need investigating. My guru told me that I am Brahman, reality, and while I was puzzling over it, it happened. Lose your individuality in order to become tortuous quickly. Until one loses one's personality, one can never know my state. It will work for you as it did for me. There is no difference in essence. The greatest obstacle is the I am growing over your true nature, which gives you the feeling, I am doing this, and I am so and so. So you feel benefited by this, I am, but you are really being cheated by it. My real nature is indescribable and beyond consciousness. Everything is to be finally discarded, including knowledge of the world, God, and self. Only my guru is my equal. Only he understands my true nature. In fact, there are two to be equal. Both become merged. By my guru's grace, I realized my true nature and also realized what a huge joke had been played on me. I talk only from direct experience since my guru opened my eyes, my spiritual eyes. I had full faith in my guru. I abided in his words. Rest of the happening was spontaneous. We are one. Abide in the words of the guru. This disciple is obsessed by the concept which is standing on his shoulders. My guru gave the same knowledge to various disciples, but the behavior of each disciple is different. Whatever is you. These are the words my guru gave me. Since then, all my inquiries have been directed within. Even my guru told me, you are consciousness God. What is beyond that, you have to find it yourself. That's it. Thank you.
Go back to that state of pure being where the I am is still in its purity before it got contaminated with this I am or that I am. Your burden is of false identifications. Abandon them all. For those that don't know, I live just outside of Buffalo. Christmas, we had what they called the blizzard of a lifetime or a generation or something. I don't know. My children, Cindy's children, were inconvenienced by that blizzard. Yeah. They were stranded. Took Sarah 4 days to get home. Emma attempted to leave work on a Friday and didn't get home till a Sunday. Both of them were inconvenienced but safe. Christmas didn't. Nobody in my family, it's important, saw each other on Christmas. They didn't see each other on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or even the day after. And I felt the pain of that. I stayed present and aware, and I felt the pain of it. In reading, I don't watch the news a lot. I just stay connected. But at one point, I read this story of a 22-year-old. My girls are 24 and 25. I read the story of a 22-year-old who left work on Friday, maybe at the same time that my daughter did, and she never made it home. Yeah. She got caught somewhere, and she died in her car. I watched my response to that story. It was like reading a book. I didn't feel all that upset or contracted. I didn't feel a lot of pain. The pain of my children's inconvenience was a lot louder in me than the thought that this 22-year-old girl died alone in her car. And I noticed that. The shift, the distorted sense of pain for the one and the kind of neutrality of the other. And I asked the guru, I asked, what was the difference? And the answer was clearly, it's this self-referencing I. For those who were in the Keys to the Kingdom, I saw very clearly that the only difference was the believing attention placed on this program that what I am is not the world that I see. I saw clearly that it was this attachment to this false self-identification. It was this attachment to, well, they're my children, this is my life, this is my story. And I sat with it and I opened it and then it was interesting just this week, you know, maybe in preparation for this and in trusting the guru, I heard myself state clearly that I'm done with that. That I don't choose to have a self-referencing program limit my ability to serve and know truth. And I mean it. What happened next is still happening. Because what has happened since I made that vow is that I am being hit in every direction with the opportunity to see where I am still cherishing me, Cyndi's story, who is not you. I finally labeled it jealousy yesterday, which helped a lot. My sisters and their families spent the weekend in New York City, going to the spa and a show, and I felt a pain in my heart that I now label jealousy. There is a self-referencing I who wants to be there, who wants to have that kind of life, being able to just pick up and go to a spa in the city and my daughter is without a car, soon to be without a car, and everything that's going around and trying to figure out my daughter, my story. There was pain and wishing that my life was simpler and easier, and the jealousy of a friend that I love started telling me about his new relationship with a woman in Switzerland. And how he's traveling back and forth, and she's his Swiss mermaid. And jealousy erupted in me. I saw where I am not that. I have friends talking about retreats they're going on and traveling they're doing, and I am so grateful for seeing how this self-referencing I, and the thing is, because of awakening together, because of the commitment to this practice and the commitment to slowing down and watching and recognizing that what I am is what was never born and could never die, I recognize this pain of jealousy isn't me. It's coming very specifically because I asked that everything that stands in the way of service to truth be healed in me. So, what's interesting is that until I woke up this morning, the pain of that was so intense, it made it difficult to walk. Talking to others was difficult. I even had it out a little bit with my sisters. They are now sort of worried about me, which I now recognize was part of this too. Who is the I? It's very extraordinary. So the pain in the heart is so intense that it makes it difficult to walk. Thoughts are shooting out. Every interaction was giving this self-referencing I another opportunity to say, see, you're not that. And what did I do? As best as I could in every moment I practiced. And I walked around with my pen. See, this is Jacqueline in my head, by the way, walking around with my pen and a notebook. And because the pain had been so intense, I didn't trust what it told me to do. Instead, I walked around with a notebook and I said, inner wisdom, guidance, what now, what now, what now? And I trusted that. The contemplations, the practicing, the yoga, but not the attempting. I made no attempt to change a world out there to make the inside feel better. I trusted. This around my neck, I don't know if you can see it. It's a mustard seed. And key to my current understanding of where we are in this purification / merging / service stage of the awakening process is that regardless of how real the story feels and how real the inner state feels, it's not true. The only truth is the Tao, and that we rise and fall in the Tao, and that what is going on in this space, what had been going on in this space was the gift I gave myself because I asked for purification. It's gorgeous, right? It's gentle, it's healing, it's exactly what is needed. And every moment I allow it to burn without believing it, a little more of these false self-identifications are healed in me. And Sina, I didn't know this, but I have 3 songs. Can we play the second one now? Because literally the second one is speaking to this from a slightly different perspective. So if we can play song number 2 right now, that would be awesome. Okay, so my pain doesn't kill us. What a beautiful thing. I've been hearing it for as long as I've been here and even before that. Fear of pain slows the process. There's nothing to do with wanting to feel pain or not feeling pain. That's one of the things that I am learning this week. Mental, emotional, physical pain has nothing to do with this practice. Sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. So my intention My goal isn't to make Cyndi feel better. The goal, the intention is not to give Cyndi a better life. There's so many different things going on, and if I had known this is the direction this time together would have taken, I would have had the exact quotes. The thing is that as long as I continue to cherish any aspect of my story, of Cyndi not being who I see, then I will continue to suffer. And so even when the pain was so intense, physically, I wasn't quite certain I could walk across the room this week. I discovered that was a lie. By the way, the mind told me you are in so much pain, you can't walk across the room. And then I asked for guidance, and I was told to walk across the room. And I did. So it's amazing how easy it is to prove that that conditioned mind isn't telling the truth. When the pain hits, one can rest, accept, and trust, hang out with a pen and paper and ask what now, and wait to find out if you're to continue to rest or if you're to watch a movie or call a friend, do some root cause inquiry, ask for help, ask the guru for help. I learned that I never once in these last couple of weeks asked to have the pain mitigated. I continually asked, how am I to be now? What is most useful now? And what I saw was that everything that was going on included that self-referencing I. I am not them. I am not experiencing what they're experiencing. I have this trouble or this problem. Even I have this pain. And so much of what we do here just wrapped around me. And I'm reminded, and it's kind of cool to just state it again in this group, how often Regina has told us to practice, to choose where we place our attention, to have faith in the truth more than faith in what we believed yesterday. And so that's the message here, is that we've never left our source. We're all rising in consciousness, recognizing nothing other than the truth of who we are. And I honestly don't, there was a moment, number one, that intense pain broke last night. Didn't know it would, but I was reading the announcements and I felt an inner urge. Go ahead and watch the movie. So I ordered a pizza and sat and watched the movie. And for an hour and a half, I forgot that Cyndi had any problems, right? And at the end of it, I went to sleep and slept 7.5 hours, and I woke into a different world. And I've been stepping in and out today of this sense of almost like a dream-like experience, like feeling this sense of a consciousness flowing through all of us, a connection that is different than before this amazing experience over the last couple of days. And I don't know how I became an Awakening Together minister. I don't know what brought me. Like, I could tell you the steps from Cyndi's storyline, but that I don't know. Do you know why you're here now? In truth, does it matter other than the fact that you are? And so I'm just so grateful to all of us. And from that state, again, typically before one plays one's third song towards the end, one asks for any input. But I'm inspired to shift the rules, because this third song isn't really focused on, for me anyway, it wasn't about the homily. It was more about my gratitude for finding myself here as a member of Awakening Together. And so I'd like to say thank you. This song is my way of saying I love you. And if we could play that song, and if you are inspired to contribute financially to everything that goes on here at Awakening Together, you could use that little donate here to support AT on your phone, or Sina's going to post a link. And there you have it, Sina. If you could play Better Together, that would be awesome. Man, that feels good. Thank you so very much. So there is 3 minutes left in this section, and then there's 30 minutes after that for sharing. So Sina, how should we do this? Should we end one and begin the other early, or should we open things up, or I don't know what?
Open things up.
Oh, all right. So just, please, Jacqueline.
I'm laughing at you changing the rules, but that's okay. It worked out great. Thank you for your lovely message. Ever since I've known you, you have been a demonstration of trust. And that came through in your message today very, very clearly. And what's just so lovely about the way you've presented the truth that you've presented is that you're clearly relying on your direct experience, and you're encouraging us to do the same. So thank you for your faith, your trust, and your dedication. We love you.
I love us too. Me and my pen. Thank you. The silence is delicious. That's the word for it. I was recently told that to stop often. Stop meaning to slow down and to taste this present moment, to open, to receive guidance, to live in the please. Yes, please, more, now, please. I'm surrendering the mic, Sina, with gratitude and love.
Been watching our online gathering. It happens weekly on Sundays at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. To join us live in the sanctuary, visit our website, awakening-together.org. You'll want to click on Online Sanctuary in the main menu, and then in the drop-down menu, look for How to Enter the Sanctuary. Right there at the top of the page is a clickable link. We'd love to see you in the sanctuary and join with you in fellowship. Thank you again for watching. Also, please know that if you'd like to stay connected via the Awakening Together channel here on YouTube, you can subscribe and hit the bell for more notifications. We hope to see you in the sanctuary.